In this video, I will be discussing with you university in the UK with cheapest tuition deposit. But before that, I would like to explain how the process works to you.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this channel, we'll give information as to all things pertaining to traveling abroad, settling abroad, working abroad. I will give immigration updates of various countries. If these are your area of interest, kindly consider subscribing to this channel, as we'll be dishing out very useful information regarding all these things. As an international student, before you come into the UK to study, you have to apply and gain admission. And after your admission, when they give you admission, they usually make you a conditional offer. Usually the two conditions you will have to meet is that you have to submit some documentation they require for more document like your certificate. And then secondly, they will ask you to make a deposit, a certain amount of the school fees, to show your commitment that and your willingness to actually come into the country and study your course. Here are lists of universities in the UK with cheap tuition deposit for international students. And number one on my list is London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. This university only require you to deposit the sum of £500 for you to be able to get your cars and apply for visa. You can look up these schools on Google. You can check the website and see if they have a course that you desire, and then you can apply. And while you're in the country, you can pay up the rest of the tuition. And number two on my list is Durham University. In Durham University, they only require you to deposit the sum of £1,000. So if you have £1,000 and you can meet up with other documentation, you should look up this school, the website, and apply to these schools for admission. And if you pay this deposit, they will issue you your cars. And once you have your cars, then you can apply for visa. And number three on my list is University of Leeds. This is in England, and they require you to deposit the sum of £1,500. You see, the price keeps going up. It just depends on the policies of the universities. You know, there are some universities when you make this deposit, when you come into the country, they'll give you time. They'll make a payment plan for you, how much you would want to be paying every month as you progress in your course to offset your tuition. So feel free to look up this university, University of Leeds, and see if they have a course for you. And the next on my list is University of Leicester. Leicester is also in England, and they only require you to deposit the sum of £3,000. I know that's a lot of money, but if you deposit this amount of money, you can get your cars and apply for visa. And once you're in the country, you can slug it out and pay the rest of the tuition. Another one is University of Brighton. Like, I must say at this point that while considering which one is best for you, which university is best for you, you have to look at the cities or towns where these universities are, which is very, very important, because some cities are really, really expensive to live in. For instance, London and its environs are very, very, very expensive. So you have to watch out for that while looking for universities that you apply to, so that you are not stranded, also that it will not be too difficult for you to pay up the remaining part of your tuition. So that brings us to University of Brighton. University of Brighton is just a few minutes away from London, but it's a very beautiful and expensive city. So you are only required to pay the sum of £3,000 deposit before you can get your cars. And another university is Liverpool Hope University. It's the same with Brighton. I mean, you pay the same deposit of £3,000 for you to get your cars. When I applied for universities, then how much deposit did I have to pay? I think it was about 3,600 or thereabout. Yeah, that we had to pay, but the price keeps going up nowadays. So look that university up and see if they have a course that you would want to study, and then put in your application if you have the deposit. And another university is Staffordshire University, and you only require to deposit the sum of 3,500. Staffordshire is also a very good place to live. It's not too expensive compared to other cities that, as I mentioned, compared to Brighton. And you can also look up Tisa University is also quite popular for international students. So I think there is something good about that city because I have a lot of friends who are studying in that place, and you are required to pay a deposit of £4,000. That's what you have to pay for Teesside University. And as for University of Coventry, you are required to also pay 4,000 deposit. And then University of Hull, you also pay 4,000 deposit. I mean, Coventry, Hull, these are good places where you can study. For instance, University of Coventry. Coventry is also a very nice place. I have some friends there. So guys, I know this morning we're calling like this. They are not as cheap as they sound.
I mean, it's all right. Like,
but if you're so determined to move up your academic ladder, you can make a plan. It doesn't necessarily have to be this year. It doesn't have to be done just now. Like they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So you just have a step, have your plans, have savings for this, and be determined to do it. You can do it! Because so many people who are able to achieve some of this height of traveling to other countries to go and acquire quality education and better their lot, they start from somewhere. So you can do it. If other people can do it, I think you can do it. So have all of this in mind. Make sure you put into consideration the city that you are applying to, so that you don't apply to cities where you would have to pay rent with everything you earn. That would not be very good. So apply to cities where you can get a job and still be able to school and then be able to pay up your school fees. I believe you can do it if you work hard.